welcome back to Going for Broke, the #1 podcast by No Dogs in the Race. I'm your host, Benjamin Smith, here with my co-host, Jacob Smith.
Let's go.
Thanks, boy. Let's get the pod running right now. Remember to listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your regular needs. Remember to thank our sponsor, Bucked Up, where you can get all your supplemental needs for them. Use our code NODOGS1 for all of your Bucked Up purchases. And with that, let's start with the pod. Jake.
Let's go. I'm bisexual Jason Mraz.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you tonight.
I'm closeted Barry Bonds. Thank you.
Let's go. Yeah.
Trapezoidus
Rex over there, dude.
Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. Who's the guy that's trying to turn himself white? That's a baseball player.
Sammy Sosa.
I'm Sammy Sosa. I think
he's trying, dude. He's fully completed.
I really appreciate you guys for helping me out. For my transformation is complete to be a white man. I am really excited to be in a brand new tax bracket, and it's nice.
I don't think Sam was he Dominican.
I don't know.
I think he was just black. I don't know. Was Sammy Sosa Dominican?
I think he's got some flavor. He's got some spice in there.
I have no clue. You just made him sound like a. I'm Sammy Sosa. I hit the home runs out of the park. That's what just made sense.
Yeah,
I think he's a fucking black guy.
I am so good at. I'm really good at baseball. I love to play baseball since I came to this country. Back in the Dominican, we play baseball.
Oh, he is Dominican. You're right.
Oh no way.
You're
okay,
right.
sweet. All right.
How you say cucumber? That's my Hilaria Baldwin. Have you ever seen that video?
No.
How you say cucumber?
She's fake Spanish.
Yeah, she lied about being Spanish, and then she did an interview. She's like, "How you say cucumber?" Shut the fuck up, bitch! You stupid bitch. How you say cucumber? Yeah.
She's not even Spanish. She like you hear the story and she's like, "Oh, we went on vacation there a lot when I was a kid."
Yeah. She's like platanos. You're like, shut the fuck up, lady. You're white.
Are you here get mad at like Alec Baldwin?
I like the glasses better, actually.
Yeah, glasses.
When you're talking, I'm not. Or when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Yeah.
When I'm talking, you're not talking. And when he gives her the face, like, I will hit you later.
Yeah,
I will. Yeah.
I can't wait till this camera crew's gone because you're gonna get it.
Yeah, that's the face he gave her.
They're gonna think you were married to a cop when they see you next with your black eye.
He waits until she gets to bed, and he's like, "I've killed before, and I'll do it again."
You know,
he whispers in her ear.
Yeah, you know I could do it, right? It wasn't an accident. I'm the best lawyer.
I watched the life drain out of her eyes. I've never felt that power before.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked it. It felt good. I thought about it.
It was a rush.
It was great. Afterwards, me and Steven went around town looking for hitchhikers to pick up so we could reenact the moment.
Yeah.
Me and all the Baldwin brothers.
I take a memento.
Yeah.
I sniff her earrings every night before bed.
Right here. It's beautiful. Don't ever look in my closet. Don't go in there. There's trophies.
That's not half bad.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin there.
Oh,
you should work on that.
I really.
You can do Alec. I'll be hilarious. Okay. How you say cucumber? Platanos?
Oh my goodness. Sleeping pills. My only friend. I have 15 kids. I don't even know their names, Lemon.
Classic.
Dude, he legit.
You see Tracy Morgan throw up on the court?
Oh yeah. On wasn't it like what was it? Was it St. Patty's Day?
I think it was at a Knicks game. I had no clue. He said he got food poisoning though.
I think he probably drank. Everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, what happened?" I was like, "It's St. Patrick's Day. All right." That should be your number one. Give it exactly. And he's courtside Knicks, and he's not going to go hard. It was a lot of Hennessy that he threw up, but that's fine.
Yeah. So Alec, if you're listening, kill your wife. Take her out.
Yes, we have.
Film a movie with her. Bring a live gun.
You want me to
You
be?
say it was an
You
accident.
want me to be the bad guy for what was the name of the movie? Was it like Rust or something like that?
Rust.
Yeah, you
It
want
was called
to be
Rust.
the bad guy for Rust too? Oh my goodness, Alec, I
I
know.
think it was like a camera lady or something, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was the lady who was pointing the gun at, like the camera operator, and he just shot her right in the chest. And then like, then you look at the weapons supervisor, and it was like a 19-year-old intern, and they're like,
Yeah, I seen that they couldn't get her dad, so they got her instead.
yeah.
Which is funny, like if that's how that worked.
Yeah.
Like they're like, eh.
Yeah.
He's like, I know a guy who can. I'm busy, but I guess my daughter can do it.
Yeah, you know there was.
She's like, I've shot a gun before.
I get this is gun. I know gun. I don't know why
Yeah.
she's.
She said, "How you say cucumber?"
It's like,
Like, what, lady?
and Alec Baldwin's wife in the background is like,
Yeah.
which
She's
is
doing the salsa. Horchata. Come on, everybody, with your motherfucker. She's kind of down.
oh, Dios mío, my husband, he killed that man. And he's like, you're from Boston. Please. She has no like Spanish ethnicity in it. Also, which is wild that she shared that too. She was like, we always said that my family was from Spain. And then I forget, I think it was the Baldwin's episode. She's like, my 23andMe came back, and she's like, it's in the air, but Spain's always in my heart. But yeah, 0%. Yeah, she's like, I'm Irish. Oh, darn. But like, it's funny because she gets mad, and then her Spanish comes out, which is so funny because it's like that's your second language that you start like. I don't know, like when the Latina lady like gets mad, she stops speaking English and she starts speaking Spanish. That's like what she's trying to do, but she doesn't realize that they do it because they're getting mad and they want to spit words out and they don't know how to say it in English. Where she's like, I'm just gonna say whatever the hell I want to say in Spanish, and I'm gonna say it so fast that no one's gonna realize it's not even Spanish. It's complete. Anyway,
That's classic. That'd be like if I had 1% Ethiopian in my 23andMe, and I just came on the pod. I was like, "She goddamn motherfucker!
yeah.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers."
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Wait a minute.
I'm getting too old for this shit. I'm just doing a Danny Glover impersonation the entire time.
Yeah, this episode,
Myrtle.
he's Danny Glover. Next episode, he's Bernie Mac.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
That's my mammy right there. Say hi, mammy. Ah, bitch, if I had a rock, I'd bust your head off. That's my
kick ass.
That's my favorite.
And then the music starts. He does a little dance.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of Transformers is when Bernie Mac, he's just a used car salesman, and he's like, "Welcome to Uncle Bob, baby." He's just like, "You want to come over here? That means we're practically a family. See right there? That's my mammy." And it's just some old black lady flipping off. He's like, I don't mind her. She's crazy. If I had a rock, I'd bust your head open, bitch. But
rest his soul. Rest his
yeah,
soul.
I know. All right, to the goat. Steve Harvey always hated him, dude.
Did they hate each other?
Yeah, it was like Steve Harvey hated Bernie because Bernie was way funnier. And it would be like,
oh, I could see that.
It'd be like there were a couple times of venues of like Bernie had like a venue booked, right? And then Steve would come in and like hear how big the venue was, and so he would then pay the venue money, even more money, to have Steve that week, so he could take over Bernie's show instead.
There's 900 scripts a year, and not one of them calls for a country bumpkin motherfucker like Steve Harvey. That was the best.
So
no, cat. No, cat. That's
no,
cat. No.
You can't be saying
Come on
that.
now, Skip.
Yeah.
Come on now, Skip. You're like,
Yeah.
What?
Ain't nobody in Hollywood ever heard Kevin Hart's name, baby. And like
protect my virgin booty hole.
Yeah, right.
They offered me $50 million.
Right here, you never even heard a comedy show, baby, of Kevin Hart. Now he's selling out stadiums.
I love that shit, dude. That was the best interview ever.
Dude, it's funny.
What do you say? You read like 1,000 books a day?
Yeah.
I read 1,000 books a day when I was like, what?
Every year I
That's
read,
like Will Chamberlain numbers.
Yeah, I read 17,000. Will Chamberlain numbers is so funny.
It's crazy, bro. And I'm not talking about the 100-point game.
No, man. It wasn't the average.
Which, by the way, there's no footage of that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. They said burn.
That's
the tape.
about as real as Hilaria Baldwin being from Spain. I'm not buying that shit at all.
I don't know, dude, because that was also the era where like there
Yeah,
was white
true.
guys, right, with polio that were just like,
There was one.
we'll let the colored folks play, and then Wilt Chamberlain showed up and just started dunking on
Got
fools.
the Harlem Globetrotters, 2 balls spinning on each fingers.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
jamming on some guy who's like a fucking longshoreman. Just fucking
yeah,
taking his ass
yeah,
out.
he's a roofer, and like for his main guy,
Yeah.
he's that little thing where he's holding his arms
Cross
out and they
arm.
can't reach him, and he's just throwing threes. Oh man, yeah. And then thank
Shouts out.
goodness we got Larry Bird to come in, or the
True,
white,
thank the Lord. The great white hype.
the great,
Or hope, not hype.
yeah.
Boston loves a white athlete, dude.
I know. From
Like
Illinois.
5 years ago, their entire basketball team was white. Their entire football team was white.
And then-
I mean, if they can find a white wide receiver,
yeah.
they'll fucking take him, dude. They do not want black wide receivers.
Just
It's
Bill
crazy.
Belichick just foaming at the mouth. He was like, Julian Edelman's only 5'8", and he's white. And he's like, I need him. Like, good.
Like, we'll take the Jewish wide receiver. They're like, what? There's like 10 black guys who need to get signed. He's like, no, we're going with the Jew. Give us a Jewish wide receiver. The only one ever. Give us that guy. Yeah.
That's so
Who was the other one? The short little guy. Oh, God.
Oh,
The short
that
guy.
also was with them.
Fuck. Beasley? Not Beasley.
no,
Was he a ginger?
No, he wasn't. He was
Cole
just.
Beasley? No, it wasn't Cole Beasley.
Hold on, he was on
Who's
Special
Cole Beasley?
Forces. Hold on. I know who it is. I
I
know.
can't. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's
yeah.
so funny who they'll take instead of drafting a black guy. They're like, give us that short ginger over there. And they're like, what?
Yeah, wait a second.
like, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like literally that Key and Peele sketch. It's
Yeah.
It's the auction house, and it's like the little guy, and they're like, him. No offense. Offense taken.
He's like, everybody would have picked that guy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that.
yeah, I
that
get
guy's
that.
massive.
I wonder how you caught that guy.
True.
All right. Oh,
I think it was Cole. Was it Cole Beasley?
I'm gonna find
Who's
it.
Cole Beasley? Why can't
I'm gonna find it in 2 seconds. Hold on.
I know he was on Matt and Shane's recently. I can't think of his fucking name now. Short white guy from Boston. That's literally every fucking Google search ever. I think it was Cole Beasley. Oh no, he was on the Bills. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of though.
It's not Landon Donovan, was it?
Was he ever on? I have no clue. Whatever. That's beyond the point. They
Yeah,
still
yeah.
pick the Jewish guy. Julian Edelman might be the most athletic Jew ever made. Besides Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire's
Jewish.
full-blown Orthodox Jewish now. He converted.
Really? You don't,
Yeah, I wonder if he plays in like a.
nowadays.
Yeah, have you ever seen it, dude? It's the craziest thing ever. He's just a 7 foot tall black guy with the danglies and like the shirt with the frills on the bottom.
Yeah.
Stoudemire.
Dude, did I ever tell you about the
Imagine him in the rec league, dude. He puts up Wilt Chamberlain numbers in the
every single
Orthodox.
time?
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the? Must have been season 2. The Jewish F shack that I stayed in. No way, shalom, brother.
I know. Yeah. Shabbat shalom, dude.
Is it bad that I imagine him reading the Torah, but it's like really slow and he's sounding it out? No, it's bad. It's not bad.
Oh, that's bad.
That's bad. That's my bad. That's my bad.
You know how they have their own ambulances? You know that? They do in New York City.
No way. Do they really?
The Orthodox have like their own police, their own
I
ambulances.
knew they
everything.
had their own tunnel systems. I didn't know they had their own ambulance.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, those mattresses were for praying, dude. I seen that
Yeah.
video. What were those mattresses for, dude? What's going on? man?
That's literally the worst thing to get caught with is secret tunnels.
Yeah, those guys hate tunnels too, dude. They fucking hate
What
tunnels.
are you talking about? Yeah.
They're for fucking hypocrites, dude.
Yeah.
A bunch of hypocrites. They got their own tunnels, and they're like, "Look at these guys." He's like, They're in there.
Oh man.
But I wonder if the Jewish ambulance would come to pick up Amari Stoudemire and then they would just drive right past. I'd be like, nah, we don't believe
They're
it.
on the phone with him, and they're like, "What house is it?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's like 225 Maple Avenue." And they're like, we're parked right out in front. That's not it, sir. What's your
He's like,
address?"
I'm standing out front.
I'm waving
They're
my
like,
we're
nah.
waving my arm, and they're like, you're waving your arm? Is it you behind the big black guy that's in the window?" And he's like,
yeah.
"Oh,
No, that's me. And they're like,
and then it's like, yeah, it's a couple whispers on the phone. They're like, and it's just like, all right, get in, but
yeah.
we're not getting the gurney. You got to hobble out.
His legs are sticking out the back of the ambulance because he's so long. He's so tall. It's just 2 feet sticking out the back of the Jewish ambulance. It's crazy.
That's so funny.
That's absolutely wild.
Oh man.
Yeah, I guess you can convert though. I didn't even know you could convert, especially not the Orthodox. I think they're like the Amish. They probably are getting down with the child brides, if I had to guess. Orthodox Jays.
Yeah,
There's no chance.
There's got to be a reason you're like super like isolationist too. With it, I don't know. Yeah. Probably.
What are you guys hiding?
Yeah, that Amish and gypsies, or D, all the above. Dude, gypsies marry them off when they're like when you get your first period. Did you know that?
Oh, that's hot.
Dude, we would.
I'm hot.
Yeah, I know, right? I met when I was in Portugal. Some lady's like, "I'm a grandma," and I'm like, "You're like 35," and she's like, "Yeah, it's fine." And I was like, "Oh shoot!" But yeah, they're like,
Jesus.
they get subsidized from the EU based on how many kids they have. So you get money per kid, and it's enough that you don't have
I know
to
people
work.
like that.
So the more kids you have, the more money you get in your household. So the husbands just sit at the bar all day.
So they don't work and they get subsidized for every kid they have.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I never heard of that before. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wait a second.
Oh man,
Such a fine line that we walk.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Please don't fucking kill me, please.
Guys, we make these.
Who's got that joke?
It doesn't actually come from any place of hate. There literally is. There's no hate in our hearts for anyone. That's why we can.
True.
Yeah.
Amari Stoudemire, if you're listening, we're not talking about you.
We're not. No, we're not.
And we're not talking about your people. And by your people, I mean the Orthodox Jewish community. We're not talking about.
But I'm sure the bar mitzvah, the food got a lot better once you joined, dude. I appreciate it.
True. Fried catfish at the fucking Seder Passover. Oh, that's great.
At the cookout, yeah. It's so funny.
No ladies in sight, dude.
Yeah.
They tried. They couldn't even lift him up on the bar mitzvah chair, bro. It would take like 35 of them to fucking lift his ass up on the chair.
Oh, it was Danny Amendola. That was the white guy for the Patriots.
Yes, couple of whites.
He's like 5'6", and they're like, perfect. He's got talent.
That's our guy.
That's our guy. I love it. Really, he's from a D3 school. No one's looking at him. It's a 2-star recruit. And he's like, don't worry. With our white savior Tom Brady, we can do anything.
He's the one.
Meanwhile, Bill Belichick's chasing his 19-year-old assistant around the desk.
Yeah, that shit is wild, dude. How anybody could get horny for Bill Belichick.
Did you see the Halloween photo they posted?
Yeah, it's like, bro.
Where she was the.
Could you imagine that dude eating pussy, bro? Yeah. Like, how do you how do you even fake it, bro? He looks up from munching boxes. You're like, oh my god, yo. Jesus. You mace him? Get out of there, lady.
He's breathing like a pug. Crazy. You know it's pug breathing when he's down there too. Oh man.
It's
Boy, that he's out of breath. He's huffing like an astronaut that's got a crack in his helmet. He's like, that was some. Maybe you get on top this time. But
yeah,
their Halloween photo is so because she was a mermaid in the water and he dressed up as an old-timey fisherman and he like hooked her. Right, and it. Yeah, no, that's
yikes, dude.
Yeah, no.
Could you imagine if that was your daughter, dude? I'd be like, I guess, dude.
Yeah,
I would.
He's older.
I would think it worse if you were a Patriots fan, and then Your daughter started banging the coach. You're like, I don't even fucking like the Patriots anymore. They suck, bro. I'm a fucking Giants fan, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you imagine Thanksgiving, dude, when your daughter brings home fucking Bill Belichick? You're like, dude, what the fuck is going on?
What is going on? Am
Are
I
you
high right
banging
now?
my daughter? You're like 3 times the age of this lady.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? I'd be pissed.
Yeah, it's just you cutting angrily at the dinner table. You're already through the steak, and you're Jake, you're honey. Oh,
Yeah, through the
sorry.
fucking table.
How did you guys meet?
Oh, that would stink, dude.
Oh man,
It'd stink to have a whore daughter.
yeah. In an era where NFL coaches have never looked better, she picked Bill Belichick. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of
That's
hot
right.
coaches that you could have squeezed by right there.
That is true. You could have smoked that vape, or you could have fucked that vaping guy from Miami
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Yeah. He's best friends
with the glasses.
Uh,
Soder, yeah,
yeah,
Dan Soder.
Soder, yeah. Oh fudge, what's his name?
I'm just sniffling on here, dude. I got the fucking sniffles. I'm just sniffling right in. Like it's nobody's problem.
Yeah, we did a ton of coke right before this, so like the nose has been a little runny, but that's okay.
Yes. Just want to apologize to my friend's family because I fights there over the weekend on Saturday, and I smoked the biggest joint on the way there, and I had no clue that all of his nieces and nephews, who are very young, were all going to be there running around me, and I had a full-blown panic attack on the couch. So I just want to apologize to the family because I had no clue. I thought it was going to be me and him, and then I had to sit next to his dad for 3 hours watching the fights. Just absolutely baked. It was terrible, dude.
Kids they're climbing on you like a jungle gym. You're trying to stand still. That's weird. There's a lot of spiders on your walls. I didn't know.
I genuinely thought about just getting up and running out of there, dude.
Yeah.
Just fucking starting the car and pulling off.
Mary's in surgery. We gotta go.
Just start calling for mom. Mom, mom, is that you?
What? What's going
Run
on?
like
Mom?
fucking like the police officer in Terminator 2 out of the house down the street.
Breathing through your nose on a dead sprint down the street. No way.
Have you seen this child?
Right here. That is what
Classic.
a wild what was it? I was explaining to Mikkel, it was a while ago, like the Terminator movies, and I was just like, yeah, and
The timeline?
yeah, which is
You were
tough.
trying to explain the timeline?
It was definitely that was a high
Dude,
spectrum.
no lady on Earth understands the Terminator timeline. Their brains cannot handle it, dude. It's impossible for ladies to understand the timeline. And you can't even explain it to them, dude. They got dog brain, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you literally try to explain them the timeline. It's not happening, dude.
Okay.
It could be an SAT question. None of them are getting it, bro. They don't have the IQ point.
She couldn't
It's
get
just
past the fact that they all show up naked too. She was like, "Wait, what?" Like she kept getting hung up on that fact. I'd be explaining it. And she's like, "Wait, so why was he naked when he showed up on the street?" And we're like, "We don't know, but they have to be naked to time travel."
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Which makes me think the guy that's pulling the lever on the time machine is definitely doing something off the books.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, the machine only works.
It
if
makes no sense.
If you take your shirt off. And he's like,
Yeah, hey, why don't you pop those pants off
Yeah,
before
you know
we
what?
get this?
we're not getting a good signal, actually. You're going to have to take your pants and underwear off. For the rest of
Yeah.
there it is.
Pop them off. We'll see what happens. Who knows?
Yeah. Can I lay the clothes down to the side so I come with them? No, you can't. You got to throw them in the dumpster. Those are time pants. They don't work anymore. You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to figure out the clothes situation when you get there.
He just holds their underwear up. He's like, oh, I have to sniff them for the machine to work.
Yeah. Wait, December 17th. 1979. Perfect.
Yeah. The timeline, I don't even understand the timeline. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I tried to explain it to Mary, and I needed like a fucking Adderall just to explain it to me. I Wikipedia'd it. I tried to watch a YouTube video,
Yeah.
and that guy, I don't even think he understands. I don't think anybody understands the Terminator timeline, to be completely honest.
But he goes back, but then he's got to go forward again. But they're friends,
Yeah.
friends this time. And she's been doing a lot of pull-ups in jail. But that doesn't have anything to do with it. But she looked good. And then that explosion never happened. Oh.
It's almost like when like a TV show runs out of ideas and they've already killed off a character, so then they just bring him back as a twin brother.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like they wrote the first Terminator movie with no plan as to how they were gonna do the second one, and then they were like, oh, we'll just kind of
Yeah.
you know,
But they threw it at the
back
wall.
forward.
That's the thing is like number 2, they were like, we're gonna see what sticks, and it did stick, and they're like, perfect. We'll never make a third one, so they don't have to worry about trying to figure this out afterward.
Yeah. It's funny how they're like, but he was a bad guy in the first one, and they're like, oh, yeah,
But
I got, you know, we'll fucking figure that shit out.
yeah, he's like,
Just fucking flip a couple things.
yeah, maybe he's good, and there's just like some big wig and
Yeah.
some what's his name, fudging Harvey Weinstein. It's just like just a Weinstein. Like, oh my gosh, it was like brilliant.
Flip a couple dates around.
Yeah, it's fine, dude. Do you remember like all the stuff that started coming out with Weinstein of how much all the women had the same story about what his dick looked like?
Yeah, his dick is like falling off his body.
Yeah,
Apparently.
yeah, it looks like a blooming onion from Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, which is terrible because like that's one of the guys who should just use the Charlie Sheen excuse to just fucking get a positive AIDS test, and then no one will ever admit to fucking having seen your wiener.
Yeah.
I don't understand why more people don't use that. It's the ultimate cop out of jail free card.
That's
Second
so
someone
good.
talks about your wiener, just be like, I got AIDS.
Yeah.
And then no one ever wants to be able to. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen it, then we know. You know, no
Yeah,
one's gonna
yeah,
want.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There were definitely
People got to be playing that card more.
there were definitely a couple of women that were looking at their phone, right? And they saw that news article and they're like, well played, Charlie. And they're like, well played. I was gonna come out next week, but now what am I supposed to say?
Yeah, Candace Owens just did a documentary about how he was innocent. He was like fully innocent.
Yeah. Wait, who?
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh wait, no way, really?
Yeah.
When?
He came out with 2 documentaries. One that the French Prime Minister's like wife was like a man, Macron. Have you seen that? No, you haven't heard about that.
No.
I guess like the French Prime Minister, his wife, like is like 40 years older than him, and they met when she was his like elementary school teacher or some shit like that, and they started banging, and then they've been
Ew.
married ever since.
Ew.
But I guess she made like a 10-part documentary about how the wife was actually a man, like when they
No.
started banging.
No way, and they did, and it's trying to be
Yeah.
like they did nothing wrong scenario because like she's the real victim.
No.
Oh, okay, good, good. Okay.
Candace Owens is saying pretty much, "Ew, gay, nasty" is what she's saying.
Okay,
That's
okay.
what she's saying.
I definitely.
Also, like he was like underage.
Okay, yeah. I was like, why did Candace Owens make a documentary being like, now love is love and it can triumph anything. Now look at this scenario.
Yeah. No. This is where the Macron's wife should use a Kevin Spacey and say, "Well, I am a man, but I'm gay,
I'm
so it's
gay."
okay that he was underage." You know what I mean? You just gotta pull that.
And I know that
But yeah, no, I guess
this is
I guess
France,
she was a
so
man or something.
we're all a little gay in France, so this excuse does not work. So I must say now, I am a woman, and it is not my fault. I was born this way. Oh,
Yeah, I I base whether or not the conspiracy is true or not based off of how many episodes they have. So I go to the Macron's wife being a man documentary. I go 6 episodes. She's guilty.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
if they had enough for 6 episodes,
Way too much evidence. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's a large amount of evidence right there, dude.
Yeah, that makes you think then. The Nickelodeon documentary, an hour and a half long. Maybe not. Which, dude, that was like
That was wild.
that was
That was the wildest one.
absolutely wild. And also it's like no one
Now we know why Josh Peck was fat.
wait, what? Because there's more cushion?
No, because no one wants to fuck the fat kid. They're all going for Drake. They're going for the hot ginger. That's why he was eating, dude. He was
funny, dude.
he was he was staying away, bro.
His mom's taking him for drive-through before and after every screen. Come on. No, he wants he wants to supersize it. He's a big boy. He's like, no son of mine. Did he it's bad. Like I listened to the Drake and Josh reunion episode that they did on Josh's like podcast. And like Drake he has brain damage. Like he doesn't remember.
Yeah, they fucked him up.
It was really bad where you're like, oh, this guy like has trouble formulating sentences, or like he's just like he'll go to talk about a memory and I don't know if I remember that anymore. And then I was like, oh shoot, like this kid got butt fucked into like compartmentalizing his brain. That is all. I mean, anyway, there's a punchline in there somewhere. I can't find it.
That's like Frankie Muniz.
But I feel guilty.
Remember Frankie Muniz? When they said Frankie Muniz was like fully brain dead or whatever, he said he like couldn't remember anything from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
And we're like, I wonder why, buddy. I know what was going down, bro.
Yeah. It was weird.
Also, I don't believe him. I don't believe him or Drake Bell, just like I don't believe Hilaria Baldwin. Drake's like, how you say cucumber? You're like, what, Drake?
Wait a second. Hold on. And Frankie Muniz is over. Frankie's like a race.
He's like a race car. Yeah.
That's good. That's a cool kid thing for him to be.
Yeah. Like, I mean, imagine how bad the kids got it back in the day. I mean, it must have been fucking terrible.
That must have been horrible. But you were a star and they made you famous, kid. So I don't know.
This is true. That's the trade-off.
The parents have to know to some degree, right? Like
100%.
Like it's like Drake Bell was like, yeah, my mom didn't want to drive 15 minutes there and back from the studio, and so the one adult that was really nice to me, a dude, was like, yeah, he can just crash at my house. Like if I was a parent, I'm like, I'm not going.
The mom's retarded.
Yeah.
I watched the documentary, and you're like, that mom should be arrested. And she should be fucking whipped to death. Yeah, it's crazy.
She was like,
he had fucking letters from John Wayne Gacy. The guy had he was John Wayne Gacy's pen pal, and he showed the letters to Drake and was like, "Yeah, look at this. John Wayne Gacy writes me back sometimes."
Yeah.
And then the mom was like, "Yeah, just spend the night at his house, you fucking dumb bitch. What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, no, he's a good guy.
He's able to retroactively arrest that lady.
Yeah. He doesn't work on set, but he likes to hang out. And sometimes he does a cameo where he's the pickle man, and he likes to give kids his pickles. But he's
and then they pan to
the giant plate of pickles.
And
they had Ray Romano on, and they like made Ray Romano eat the pickles. And it's just like I don't know what was happening.
They handed a pickle through a hole in the door like a glory hole. Yo, they were getting after it.
Yeah, that's the thing. But what did they do with the hole afterwards? That's the problem.
True.
But the thing is, like Drake Bell was saying, he's like, yeah, he wasn't even on the set of Drake and Josh. He didn't work on it, but he liked hanging out and watching us. And I was like, that's a big red flag right there, dude.
Yeah. Time out,
wait
bro.
a second right there.
Get this guy the fuck out of here.
His mom was like, man, I don't want to drive him 30 minutes there and back. I don't know if I can do it. And this dude just appears from the shadows, and he's like, he could crash at my place.
I'll take the boy.
Hey, how much? I'll pay for gas.
Give me the boy.
That's great. Yeah. Don't worry.
And then the deadbeat dad is like, I knew he was getting molested. You're like, what? You're like, I tried to tell that lady.
She wouldn't listen to me. That's why the marriage never worked out. She never listened to me. And he's like crying. And like,
yeah, you go kill that guy. If you know he's getting molested, you go and murder the pickle man. Like, you're his dad, bro.
Yeah. Because then dad was the one that was at the party with the John Wayne Gacy stuff. If I remember, he's like, it was me and my dad, and he wanted to show off stuff in his like garage, and his dad's like, was that John Wayne Gacy? And he's like, oh yeah. And he's like, you kill him on the spot right there.
Yeah, you shoot, bro. You start shooting. You ask questions later.
Yeah, you literally. Yeah, it's like your worst assumption's probably true for the guy that says, I'm pen pals with John Wayne Gacy. Here's a portrait that he made, and it's hanging up my garage. I'd be like, oh
yeah.
Oh my god, this kid's a kid diddler. You're not 99%.
Now, did I message Yeah. Now, did I message John Hinckley back and forth on Twitter multiple times? The guy who shot Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe I did.
Maybe I did.
Maybe I did. I don't know. I didn't have a conversation with him on Twitter where I was trying to go to his concert that he was having.
Yeah.
Maybe. They canceled it though. They canceled the concert.
Dude,
I just wanted the T-shirt. Honestly,
Yeah,
that's the only
all-
reason I wanted.
I was-
I wanted the John Hinckley in concert T-shirt, bro. That'd be fucking sick.
I forgot he's out. That's the.
Yeah. He's innocent,
He's got a
dude.
YouTube channel now. Oh man.
Yeah, he sings folk music.
Wasn't he? Didn't he kill him for Jodie Foster too? That was the thing.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster stalker, and he's like, I know it's gonna get her attention. Shooting which isn't like honestly, if you're a psychopath, you're like, that's a pretty good plan to be honest. He'll definitely
True.
see me do that.
He went full Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver, where he was like, the bitches are gonna love this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go and kill this
Yeah.
governor, this candidate.
Do you think that guy was also bummed when he was in jail and she's an adult and she comes out as lesbian? He's like, oh, I was fooled all along.
"Fuck."
Darn it, man. He's like, oh man, I really took a shot on that one. Oh, darn it. What are the chances? Oh.
That's not that guy.
For no
He's like,
reason.
We're gonna be laughing about this like old friends in no time, Jody. Isn't that right? It's just like
I can't believe they let him out.
Jody. Yeah, that's the thing. Oh man.
It is pretty crazy to get let out after shooting the
So
president.
yeah, you don't.
They're like, get back out there.
They're like, we're not giving him the death sentence. They're like, no, he'll get out. He'll have a lot of life left, actually, too. I'm like, oh, okay. But
You know, there's just like a fucking white van parked out front of his house at all times. Like,
yeah,
it just says like cleaning service on it. They just listen to phone calls.
yeah,
You know what I mean? There's no way they're not tracking everything that guy does,
Yeah,
bro. There's
100%.
no fucking chance.
Have a van outside Jodie Foster's like house immediately after he gets out of who was it? It was like Britney Spears or there was some pop star that had a stalker. And
Britney Spears.
it was something like a Paris Hilton. It was a 2003 Famous Blonde kind of scenario, but her stalker got out of jail, and like literally that night they found him in her trash cans, like on the
Yes,
street.
was that Lady Gaga?
It might have been Lady Gaga.
I think it was Lady Gaga.
Yeah, he was like, I can't stop, won't stop. It's all for the love of the game, dude. I'll tell you what.
Shouts out. He was innocent.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude.
But we were talking about naked Terminators earlier,
Yeah,
and the Hulk should have a big old green dick flopping around. It makes no sense that his shirt pops off, but the pants stay. Just how do the pants grow in 50 sizes? It
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
no sense. Okay, give the Hulk a big old green wiener. That's what we want to see. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
He
Thanos.
busts right through the shirt, but his waist size is the same. Like, what are we? He busts the kneecaps off of the pants.
Yeah, exactly.
The kneecaps, the pants from the knees down come off.
Those are custom pants for sure, right? So he's got to be like, all right, and it's got to have it's got to be the Lyndon B. Johnson call where he's explaining how they need to add extra fabric in the crotch area because he's got such a big Johnson. Did you ever hear that phone
He's a
call?
baller. Yes,
Where
yes, and he would take a shit and talk to the press.
Yeah, or he'd like it'd be cabinet meetings and he'd piss in the trash can in the corner and then go back over and continue eating. Oh man,
Just absolutely feral back in the day.
he's wild because he was like, my grandpa died at this age, my dad died at this age, I'm gonna die at this age. I can't remember what it was. It was like 65 or something, and so he didn't run for a second term. And it was like true, he died at that age. That like everyone else in his family has died at that age too. But
That's wild.
anyway,
There's got to be something more to that.
do you think the Hulk's got like a tiny schlong? Like you know how gorillas have a 2-inch wiener, right?
I think it's kind of like Shaq. How you hear how Shaq has a bigger or a small wiener, but it's still probably 10
There's-
times bigger than my wiener,
I was about to say, there's
just
no
because
way.
he's so massive. Even if it looks small on him, it's still probably like 3 of my wieners.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like that, where it might be disproportionate for the Hulk's wiener, but it's got to be probably
I mean,
as thick as a watermelon, I
yeah,
would say.
I think busted open watermelons on his counter. He's like, oh, it didn't work this time. Anyway, that was it. But like, it's got to
Shaq
be.
could fucking smack people around like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Fucking send you flying, dude.
You could chop wood with it.
Dude, smash you. Just flatten you with his big green cock.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
You ever seen
bro.
that German lady that smashes beer cans with her tits?
Yes.
Ah, and that's but then it's Shaq two-handed with his meat club. And the guy
You ever seen the yeah?
just the,
You ever seen the North Korean like training video where they're all like doing like yeah, they're all doing like they're like breaking boards and shit with their hands.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that
And
video. So
then-
there's one guy who's like laying on a bed of nails, and then they like break a cinder block on his
they're
chest.
hitting cinder
Yeah,
blocks with
it's like,
sledgehammers
what?
to his chest, and Kim Jong Un's like, pretty cool.
It's like, what is the tactical use of that? When is that ever gonna happen?
Yeah, he's looking over at Dennis Rodman right next to me, like, see that shit? He's like, yeah. He's like,
Yeah,
that's a sample of what we're gonna give you guys.
my favorite. I watched that video so many times. My favorite one is this dude has a cinder block on his head, and then they break the cinder block over his head with a sledgehammer. But just imagine how much that must hurt, bro. It's just crazy. Dude
Yeah.
just takes it like a man, bro.
If you mess
Definitely
up, you're
concussed.
dead. Like they're like, he's
Like-
like, we execute your whole family if you pass out. Oh, I didn't hear no bell. Yeah. Dude, the best is
Just
the.
full blown retarded.
Have you seen the Indian Army parade videos?
Yes, where they're like spinning on the, like spinning on top of the heads.
Like their helicopters.
That's
Some,
crazy.
some
dude.
guy's holding his arms out like
Yes, yes.
and it's always on
Crazy.
an old motorcycle, like a 50cc 1970 Honda motorcycle. How many guys can we stack up top? And then one guy's always spinning around in circles on top of it.
It's like, what is it? How do you even get like? What is the combat like that you're gonna
I
use
know,
this?
Where's that practice?
Yeah.
We go to war with India, and there's like some guy on the binoculars, like, "Oh my gosh!"
It's just 10 dudes fully triangle on top of each other.
He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are they?" He's like, "Oh." He's like, "Are they, what formation?" He's like, Eiffel Tower." And he's like, "God help us all."
Yeah. They create like a fucking Power Rangers robot like thing from climbing on each other.
Yeah, Megazord, go. Yeah, bowl of curry.
500 Indians on top of a train.
Yeah,
They're just fucking coming straight at you.
they all make the shape of a tiger, like a Bengal tiger, just going. Good.
That show, they didn't give a fuck about Power Rangers either. They're like, we'll make the yellow Power Ranger Asian. We'll make the red Power Ranger Native American. Yeah, you're like, what?
The green Power Ranger is Jewish, and the black Power Ranger is definitely black. They were, yeah.
Crazy.
Do you think they were like? Do you think they didn't realize what was going on to the Black Power Ranger, and they're like, "Oh shit," and they're just like, "Ah, we already wrote contracts for these guys. We got to go through
They
this."
said, let it slide.
Yeah, we either pay it or we don't. No.
Yeah, I guess they're making Snape in the new Harry Potter movie, the black guy.
That was
They are.
You know what I was laughing about?
I think she's probably making up for the bankers.
yeah.
I think they were like, we got to make up for the bankers. I know we talked about this on an episode, but
Yeah.
I bet she was like,
Bad.
they were like, Harry Potter, we're making Harry Potter black. She's like, no.
Mm-mm.
They're like,
Yeah.
Ron. She's like, no.
Mm.
They're like, Snape? She's like, all right. I guess you can make Snape a black guy.
Dude, I like to think that she was on set with and they showed her like the banker costume, and she's like pretty good is what you had imagined, right? And she's like, what if their noses were long, ears
Yeah.
were pointier? Can you have him rolling a coin when he's talking to Harry Potter for the first time? It's like, yeah, I guess we could do that. And she's like, perfect, all right, awesome.
Just 3 movies in, they're like,
Yeah, the director.
and make the bankers Jewish. They're like, what? What'd you say?
Wait, let's cut for lunch. For lunch. Yeah, I need to talk to costume real quick, dude. I was laughing really hard at this this tweet thread for the kids, like Snape's black, and it's this tweet thread of just Hermione trying to talk to Professor Snape, and it's just like she's like, you don't hear that? And she's like, it's a chirping noise. You can get some new batteries. She's like, just get new batteries if you want. We could do a spell on that if you need to. And he's like, he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Rude. Minus 10 points for Gryffindor. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Oh, shit, dude.
Fucking state. Oh, you know we got to talk about. We got to talk about that guy who fucked a dead body on the, on the
Oh,
New
yeah,
York
yeah,
City
yeah.
subway, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Oh,
That's absolutely crazy.
that is yeah. This is
I mean, when life is lemons, dude.
that's fair. That is
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. I guess when you
You're
pray
like, what
for
am I gonna do with this boner? And then you get on the subway, and you're like,
Yeah. Was it on the way to work or after work? Because that definitely
I have no clue.
that sways. If it's like, oh, Monday, going into the office again. That or it's like, oh,
I think it was.
stressful day at the
I
office.
think a homeless guy fucked him. I think it was a regular guy who died, and then a homeless guy was like, "Don't mind if I do."
Remember when I prayed for me to be able to crack open a cold one? It's not what I had in mind, but you know what? I'll go for it.
Could you imagine getting onto the subway and you look over to the right and some dude's just fucking a dead body? You're like, oh, I think I'm gonna go to the next car. You know what I mean? Like, that's psychotic.
Yeah. Now going Grand Central Station. You're like, all right, kids, we've saved up a long time for this vacation. You guys are ready to see Times Square? And you're like, ooh, see Times
Don't look over there.
Yeah, I guess we'll go Central Park. You guys want to go to Central Park?
Yeah. Anywhere else, actually?
Ew. It's pants. No, pants are on. Did he cut a slit on floor? Ew. What's the? How do you describe that to like 911 to basically be like to get them to believe you? Like, I'm not making this up. It's right here. It's on 30th and Market, right? And then like,
Yo, how are you that horny? I just don't understand. Like, you were cursed. You have a demon inside you.
yeah.
If you were that horny that you were like, carpe diem, baby,
Yeah,
we're
why-
getting in there.
Yeah.
You're like,
Which I feel like
Oh.
for homeless people, like sex is it's pretty fluid. You're surrounded by a culture where it's like, yeah, we do it all the
true,
time.
just have your boy jerk you off.
Yeah, like we do it for drugs, kind of scenario. Like that's the thing is it's like you can get some good post-nut clarity from anyone else in your homeless community. Yeah, I know you know someone right now that would definitely do it for $5. And then
Yeah. You think he checked for a pulse beforehand?
ooh,
I think
no.
he just was like,
No.
let's get in there.
And then he's like, oh, it's cold. He's like, ew, this is gross, but I'm already here. So
Ah.
yeah.
And the dead body got robbed too.
Did it
Someone
really?
robbed it beforehand. I was like, oh, this guy can't catch a break, man. That's crazy.
Do you think he's like up in
That's
heaven and
crazy.
he's like, oh, well, they robbed me. And he's like, I don't think I can get anywhere than this. And he's like,
And he's
oh,
like, oh, Jesus.
oh man, Angel's like handling so he's like, man, I'm so sorry, dude. He's like, we got a bet going to happen. No one put money on that. I'm so sorry, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is technically a victimless crime, though, if you think about it. I mean, the guy really did nothing wrong. Does it? You know,
Yeah.
no harm, no foul.
technically.
Who did he hurt?
Yeah,
Who did he possibly hurt?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Who did he offend in that scenario? They're not even there anymore.
It's kind of like when that guy lit the homeless lady on fire. You ever seen that video? It happened a couple months ago.
Oh, in the New York subway,
Yeah.
where he like
You ever see that video?
no, but I don't know if that's necessarily a victimless crime, but yeah, let's keep going.
I don't know, dude. Whatever.
No, yeah, that one, yeah, no people really got hurt. I don't even think I don't think of them as people.
I don't think YouTube's gonna like this one.
No.
YouTube's like, you said killing homeless people was okay? I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna.
That's not what I'm saying. But she did light up like her clothing was made of gasoline. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. It was like when someone shoots a propane tank in a movie. I mean, it was like she went Michael Bay film exploded. Like,
yeah,
someone threw a cigarette on her and she went up so fast. I've never seen a fire catch that fast. It was crazy. dude.
I've lit a lot of people on fire, and she definitely went up the fastest I've seen.
What were her clothes made out
I'll be
of?
honest, I know that cop wasn't helping, right? But even if he was the fastest cop alive, I don't think he would have been able to save that. She went up so quick. Your Honor.
Yeah, it's like
Your Honor.
the dude who lit himself on fire for Palestine.
Yeah,
Remember that?
Yeah. He was like,
He's like, free Palestine.
dude. He was going for a while too.
He was going for a
That
while.
was a long time. I was like, oh, you can cut it out, dude. We get the message. I'm sorry, homie. Oh man.
Yeah, he was a beast, dude. Shouts out to that guy. But the best part of that video is that the cop comes up with his gun fully drawn.
Yeah.
like freeze! The guy is on fire. Like there's nothing. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Put your gun away.
It's
Just
so funny.
run.
Gun pull. I don't know what to do. Shoot him, dude. That's what you're supposed to do. Just put him out of his misery. I'm sure that's exactly what he was hoping would too. Like in between the Free Palestines, he's like, ooh, any minute now they're gonna come over.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot me.
He's gonna shoot me. He's definitely gonna do it. Ooh, we're going, okay, Free Palestine.
Cop's like, I was afraid for my life. I had to do what I had to do.
It was me or him.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh man, there's no way we're ever gonna get a sponsor.
There's no chance. There's no chance.
No chance.
We have to hire an editor if we want to get a sponsor.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to.
I'll be honest. I don't have enough effort to edit anything to make
yeah.
remotely. Okay.
There's no chance.
Oh man, yeah.
There's no chance,
of editing anything. Oh, dude, the fact of like
I will convert to Orthodox Judaism if they would like to sponsor.
if we do, yeah, we need to. I'll drop Mormonism right now. So much.
Yeah, I'll pick up a couple ships in the tunnels.
I'll be honest. I hope none of the higher ups in the church hear this from me too. As far as they're not gonna like this podcast either.
They're not making it 10 minutes into this podcast,
Yes.
dude. There's no chance.
Oh my. Man, dude. If Cumtown can get sponsorships, we can get sponsorships.
Yeah, I always wonder how that
I
happened.
know, right? So, have you ever heard their Thursday boot specials?
No.
When you get off, they had a sponsor. They had one episode that was sponsored by Thursday Boots, and they pulled it right after because Nick couldn't stop describing the fact that like the Thursday Boots like runs a sweatshop made with with like with
That's good.
yeah, with kids that are like in wheelchairs that go and make the boots, and the only day they get off is Thursday, and that's why it's called Thursday Boots. That or what was the one recently? Nick was complaining about the fact that Blue Chew tried to was like, hey, could you pull that episode for us? And he's like, they've been our sponsor for 8 years. I have a great rapport. I'm gonna go down to headquarters and talk to them. So he went down to headquarters and talked to him, and the guy at Blue Chew was like, yeah, no, man, like we let a lot of stuff slide, but the fact that you said that Hamas took Blue Chew before they rode in on parachutes with the with the Mario Karts at that concert. He's like, that's just kind of where the line is. And Nick's like, I was pissed about $200. I spent $200 going over there. He's like, oh man.
Yeah, that shit makes no sense. I have no clue how that even happened.
Yeah, we're never. But anyway, yeah, that's where I'm going with this. Is we're never getting a sponsor.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Show.
There's no chance it's happening.
Yeah, dude.
Israel's like, we have this thing called the Iron Dome. It's completely impenetrable. There's no missiles that can get through this thing. Like you're like, they're like, it's the best defense system in the world, dude.
Guys in Mario.
Like, yeah, like what? Like it doesn't even make any sense, bro.
That is really funny. The fact that because it was the Mario Karts with the fans behind and the parachutes.
They've been hyping that shit up for years. How good the Iron Dome is.
The thing is, like, have you seen the YouTube guy that built one of those and he fell like 100 feet and broke his back?
Yes.
Yeah. But like
I have seen that.
Hear him saying 40 miles an hour. It's never gone this fast before, which means the Hamas guys were probably going around 20 miles an hour on their go-karts over there parachuting. That's enough time for people at the festival to be like, oh, what's that Oh, I should get in the car.
Yeah.
I should probably get in the car and go. Those guys have guns.
And then Israel's like, "How did this possibly happen?" It's like,
Yeah.
you tell me,
You
bro.
tell
Like,
me.
I don't know how the fuck it happened.
Well, we know that one of the guys is here on this city block, so we're gonna have to level the whole block.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
It's wild.
And then they're like, "But they have hostages. They have a couple of hostages."
Yeah.
You're like, what?
There was a
Dude?
guy that had a hostage in that apartment building, so we blew up the apartment building. And then the U.S. officials are gonna leak text messages through their iPod touches. Good job, guys. We got him, boys.
Yeah. That shit is fucking crazy.
Yo, man.
We're done now. Now they're gonna kill us.
I know, dude. Like, there's gonna be a little red dot, like on my forehead next time I'm recording this. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's.
I'm gonna go. You're Indian now, Ben?
All
He's gonna say no.
right.
Then his head's gonna explode out the back.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Speaking of which, since we were talking about presidents getting shot, if my whole thing had worked, we could have watched this on the podcast, but I'll have to edit it in. But I was really hoping Nick would be here today so I could show him the video as well. But I just want
We could save it.
there's a no, it's all right. It's all right. We're on the topic of getting our heads blown back anyway. There's a little video I want to send you. And I just I want to maybe get your like play-by-play commentary. You don't have to listen to the first 3 seconds. Just tell me when you hit play. I just sent it to you.
Okay, so this is something we definitely cannot play on the bar.
Oh, it might. No. It I just don't think my mic will pick it up. I'll edit it in post.
Oh, okay. Is it murder? Is someone getting murdered?
It's something like
It's
that.
loading.
All right, tell me when it starts. It's a song.
I don't know. It's
You-
I haven't gotten it yet.
You can play the audio if you want. You didn't get it?
Mm-mm.
I just sent it to apartment party.
Oh, you sent it to me on Instagram. Gotcha. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, dude, let's go.
Wait for it.
What is this?
Keep going. It's so bad. I was cracking up.
Who writes an entire song about Jackie's fat ass?
It's a full 2-minute song about Jackie's ass.
That's crazy.
For the viewers, I know it's some dead air right here, but I'm gonna edit this in. I think don't worry, guys. You'll be able to watch what I just showed you. When you're like, I don't know, if you're at work and you're like looking at your phone, and you're trying to be sneaky, and so you can't laugh at stuff. That was inaudible. Like I was like, and I was like, oh my bad. Guys.
Like what?
And then like I felt so embarrassed. I was like, oh sorry, I sneezed, because everyone can hear each other in the office, and like, it's okay, man. But
You're just listening to Jackie's fat ass.
the first lady's dumpy. It's just anywhere that video was going, I had no idea that it was going. Oh shoot. I'm trying to think of other things I had loaded up for the pod. We hit a full hour of just us riffing too, so it's fine.
Let's go.
I had this.
Let's go. I think YouTube will like it if we went back to Israel, Palestine.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're not a fan of that one.
No, they don't like that. We should look up who runs YouTube.
We're definitely getting flagged for that one.
Yeah. This is dumb. We don't need to read it. I wrote something.
What is it?
So you probably won't like it anyway. It's not even funny. I don't even want to say it anymore. Dumb.
What? Can't say that.
No, it's fine. You'll probably hate it. I heard this guy. This guy said, "There's nothing scarier than a man that has nothing to lose." I saw it like on Facebook, and I thought that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So I wrote down 20 things that are scarier than a man that has nothing to lose. So
Let's go. I like it.
I know it's stupid. You'll hate it. You'll hate me for it. It's dumb. We can skip over this, dude. It's fine.
Nah. We need to.
All right. Number one, being inside a cave when your flashlight batteries go out. Pretty scary. Number two, walking up the stairs in a dark basement. Number three, getting special attention from your scoutmaster at scout camp. Number four, the thought that OJ's wife's killer is still walking the streets among us. A pot of pasta boiling over. The sun dying in 7.5 billion years. We're only at number six. Realizing you're out of toilet paper after dropping a log. Feeling a hand on your shoulder and hearing whisper, "Why don't you go ahead and log off for me?" after she catches you playing on coolmathgames.com.
Oh, classic.
Trying to figure out the type of mushroom your dog just ate in the backyard. That's scary. Watching your parents grow up. Trying to find someone in the house, knowing they're going to pop up and scare you at any moment. Muck the Pokemon. Seeing an Asian lady speeding on the highway. The fleeting thought that maybe your scoutmaster kissing you on the lips when you were 12 years old was probably the most genuine expression of love you've ever experienced in your life. Running out of toothpaste. Confronting your adolescent self and trying not to disappoint him when you explain to him that you, instead of being a marine biologist in Italy, you're an estimator in Idaho. The atrocities committed by Belgium during the late 19th century. Three more. Catching a stray bullet in a drive-by. Finding a worm in your apple. Getting molested by your scoutmaster.
Okay.
Is number 20.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. It's it was dumb. It was stupid. I didn't write that down from personal experience either. I don't want anyone to think that at all. But yeah, I just it was sitting on my desk. I figured I'd just get that out in the air for us. So anyway, any plans for the weekend?
I'm going on a scout trip.
Oh yeah, no way. That's
Yeah.
All right, we got a fresh.
We gotta share sleeping bags for warmth.
We got a fresh batch of kids coming in. Got to break them in. I meant show them the ropes.
Yeah, my scoutmaster always makes me hot chocolate and.
I get really sleepy after he makes it anyway. But yeah, he showed me. Yeah, we can put our sleeping bags together and the zippers fit. But he said it gets really warm, so he has to take his shirt off. And then we play night crawlers. That's my favorite game.
Yeah. I always wonder if I got a couple memories in there just waiting to get jarred loose, dude.
Dude, I told you.
I've totally forgot about the Christmas where I got no presents. I had no memory of that whatsoever.
You don't remember that?
I had no memory of it, dude. Until Josh brought it up at work one day, and now I've thought about it every single day since then.
Yeah. Mom denies it to the day that she'll die. She's like, "We hooked you guys up every Christmas, no matter what scenario your father and I was in." I was like, I got a book one Christmas. I definitely.
I remember that.
I was like, it was The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I know what book it was. Why is my dog barking? The one that doesn't bark. Butters, I love you. And you got a basketball, and then Josh got a toy set. It was like a battleship set, and then we all got a basketball net to share, which is really funny that you got a basketball, and then you had to. That was your gift.
Let's go.
He'll love this.
Go.
Oh man. Yeah, Mom was like pretty. I told you, but Mom was convinced for a couple years that you were molested by someone at church.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because I hated church so much.
Yeah,
I think I remember
I told you
saying
that. She was like,
it's possible, dude.
She was like,
it could have happened, bro.
Why does he hate church so much? He's only 14. He's just so adamant. And she was like, Ben, did something happen I should know about? And it was kind of like one of those like when your dad's like a serviceman, and every couple of years you ask him if he killed somebody, and that when you're a kid it's no, and then like when you're older he's like, yeah. For sure. I definitely we killed the enemy, right? I think she was hoping.
Yeah.
I think she was hoping for that of like maybe if I ask him again in like 2 years, then his story will change, and I'd be like, there was this one time when he went to the scout shed, and he came out, and it was
Dude,
there was a blood trail in the snow like the kite runner. But yeah, no, for real, she would like every little bit she'd be like, anything happened at church I should have known about? And I was like, no, Mom, Jake was not molested at church.
I dated this one chick one time who was like, "Yeah, my brothers would put their penis in my mouth when we were kids. They were just joking around though." And I was like, "What? Yeah, on the phone, your brothers would do what?" And then she was like, "Ah, we were kids. They didn't know what they were doing." And I was like, "What the fuck? I knew I didn't like those guys,
Yeah.
dude. I knew I hated
She
those
tries.
guys."
She tries glazing over it. Yeah,
She totally tried.
They're
She's
cool.
like, "Yeah, that's kid stuff. That happens when they're young." And I was like, "No,
Not
it does
kid
not.
stuff. That's not kid
That
stuff.
is not kid stuff."
You make blanket
Yeah.
forts on your kids. You don't put your dick in each other's mouth. Oh.
Yeah, I know, right?
So
Dude?
sorry.
And I was the bad guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
yeah.
the bad guy.
Oh, and I'm the asshole for saying that that's not normal. My bad. Oh,
They're
dude.
like, lots of kids do that. That's what she was saying.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like what
Wait,
the fuck are
who
you
you
talking about?
hanging out with?
Like, what-
You guys in a sex cult?
Yeah, that genuinely did happen though. And I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
so funny, dude.
hold the phone,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, shoot, dude. Bless that slut. I hope she doesn't have any issues going on right now.
Yeah, that's true. That might have fucking scrambled.
That's definitely yeah, it's gonna come up when she's older for sure. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Oh man, she's like, yeah, I'm really weird with when my son and my daughter are in the same room. I don't know why. I'm just tense.
Yeah.
Oh, poor girl. We hope you're doing okay wherever you are.
True.
Yeah, is she doing okay?
I have no clue. I
Okay,
have no
okay, okay.
context.
That's fair.
Yeah.
okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Sorry, I got worried. You know, sorry. I'm a people pleaser. I just care too much. That's my problem.
Yeah, I don't have any dead ex-girlfriends.
Dang, dude. That's
Yeah.
gotta be a plus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
that's a plus. Did any of them have like mental breakdowns when you broke up? Like my one from high school, she shaved her head like a week after, like we called it off for good. And I felt like
I had one attack me with a knife before.
oh, keep going. That feels
In
good,
like a
doesn't
full
it?
blown movie scene.
Really?
Uh,
Where you're like,
like-
I definitely won. I definitely made the right choice breaking up with you.
yeah. Big heated breakup argument. Like in a movie, pocket knife was out, like already opened.
Yeah.
And then I seen her look at me, and then look at the pocket knife, and then look back at me, and then fucking dive on the knife, yo!
You're like,
Grab the
"What are you
knife, dude!" And then I was like, I was like wrestling out of it.
No way.
Yeah, I swear to God, dude.
Man, and you were like, I really want to hit her, but the cops will never believe me.
Yeah, I never hit a lady, dude. Even if one came at me with a knife,
Yeah, dude.
that's like a good track record.
That's some real chivalry, guys. That definitely makes up for the Israel stuff we talked about earlier.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Sorry, this is
Yes.
redemption. But yeah, I never had anything wild though. But I just remember like she shaved and not like shaved her head. I meant like with like a straight razor, just a scalp. Shaved her head after we broke up, and a little bit of me was like, nice, I won. You know?
Hell yeah.
I was like, I might be having it rough, but at least I didn't shave my head in my, So that felt,
Yeah, that's a whole thing. You got to go buy a straight razor. You got to learn
Yeah.
how to do it.
yeah, that was also because like we would hang out a little bit after we broke up, and then after like a week at college, she's like, I think I'm asexual, which is like you're not like sexually attracted to anybody and you have no sex drive. And then like literally like an hour later, we're in the basement like making out. And I was like, wait a second. I was like I thought she said, yeah, never mind. But still, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's fine, whatever.
whatever.
Not attracted to anyone.
Oh, we were talking about movies that they couldn't do nowadays, or just like how some movies are racist back in the day. I love the Death Wish movie with Charles Bronson. And the other day I was thinking, why haven't they remade the Death Wish movies back in the day?
Yeah.
And then then I realized that they can't make a movie where a white guy just kills minorities for the entire movie. Like they just won't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just goes on the train and shoots robbers the entire time.
With the revolver
"Ah, that
behind
makes
him.
sense."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they did remake it in like 2011 with like Kevin Bacon. But they were
I seen that.
it was like an Irish gang or something, or they were Nazis.
Yeah, it was like a neo-Nazi white. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I was laughing about? Speaking of Irish gangs, you remember that song "Informer" by Snow?
Yes, of course.
Palma. I like you,
Yes.
boom, boom. Yeah, that one, right? So
Yes, absolute banger.
the fact that he's the whitest guy in the world from Canada, his parents are Irish immigrants, and he was part of an Irish gang, and then he made the song like Informer while he was in prison. So there had to have been a part where he was practicing the song in front of the black dudes, and they were like, yeah, this is good, dude. Like you're definitely getting the accent right. I don't know. There's a punchline in there somewhere of this, but I felt like it was a bunch of.
yeah,
I felt like it was just a bunch of guys in jail. You know when you're kind of like you're egging on. Oh yeah, you should do
The
that.
white
Yeah,
guy.
the white guy. They're like, yeah. What if you put on a little more Jamaican on that one next time, dude? Yeah, and they're like, oh man, and then just start bringing everyone over. We're like, yo, you got to hear this shit.
Full blown Jamaican accent.
Yeah. Good. You're doing great, bud. You're doing great. Just rapping in patois.
Big bomber clot pussy pass under my head.
Yeah, when we fuck pussy. The pussy don't read. Reggae select music right here, little. What's that? M. Dot. That's it.
Yeah, that guy rules.
He looks like Bean from Even Stevens.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, next time you watch
Wonder what that guy's up to. That guy definitely got molested.
Yeah,
out
100% for sure.
Even Stevens.
Yeah.
They definitely got Shia LaBeouf. He's got some stuff going on.
Yeah. I
For
mean, he
sure.
made a movie. Yeah, he's dead. I mean, come on.
That whole movie was a lie, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that he's like, I was angry. I made that.
Yeah, it's like, what? You made a whole
Like,
movie?
wait, what?
You shot on your dad?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
exactly.
crazy.
I do like that his dad was like, yeah, I'll do the movie because Shia LaBeouf told him Mel Gibson was gonna play him. And this was like peak like Mel Gibson cancel. Like him being like the Holocaust was a good thing, right? And his dad was like, that guy's gonna play me in the movie. He's like, I love him. Let's do it.
I'm in.
I'm in. You got me. Oh shoot, dude.
Yeah, you want to hear Rio's song?
Pan that camera down, boy. Wait.
Oh, dude.
Hold on.
Ah, she stopped snoring.
no.
That stinks.
She knew.
That stinks.
Oh, she always has trouble performing.
Yeah, I called her the other day at the Free Palestine. Right.
Where
I
she-
said, Rio, what are you doing at this rally?
You don't even go to
She had a sign and
college.
everything. Yeah.
Oh man.
She's actually an anti-Semite, Ray. I'm
I'm
like, Ray, stop.
Ray.
Get off of those YouTube videos. She's like, the blacks are the real Jews. I'm like, Rio.
Yeah, wait.
Jeez Louise, Ray.
Wait, yeah, you can't say that, Rio. Why do you have that
I know, dude. It's crazy.
why do you have that gas can, Rio? What are you gonna do to yourself?
yeah. Yeah, Ray. What the hell, man? She's like, the smokestacks. The smokestacks don't match.
Oh,
I'm like,
wait,
what?
Oh, I was thinking about her setting herself on fire for Palestine.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you look, the explosion happens before the plane hits. Isn't that weird?
yeah.
You go frame by frame.
Ray.
Really?
Rio's like 6 million. Yeah, so if you if the CIA goes through my search history, that's not me, dude. That's all Rio, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's crazy. She's got into my computer.
She
too.
gets rowdy, dude. You know, you can't listen to
She's
her.
a real goofball, you know? Yeah, you're gonna wake up tomorrow morning and she's gonna be like on the floor, just dead. And you're like, who put rat poison in her food last night?
She's fucking hanging from the doorknob by the bell. She choke jerked.
No, my baby girl.
That's terrible. That's so terrible. Yeah, he choke jerks real.
No.
Heavy brutal.
Oh man.
Heavy brutal,
Oh,
dude.
my baby girl, no. Oh,
No, I would have made you.
Oh man.
Rio's on the roof, 100 meters away from Dundee with the fucking nose in the gun. Rio's
Yeah, the
walking
cop-
around the PA with
Yeah,
a
he's-
rangefinder. Like, Rio, what?
The cop helps her set up the ladder and hold it at the bottom while she gets up there.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No, my baby girl. Oh,
Just
God.
turn on the news.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
that's terrible.
Oh, that sucks. It was a Pennsylvania dude too. But it's those
Yeah.
Pittsburgh people. It's a weird bunch out there.
They don't count.
I
They don't
don't
count
get-
as Pennsylvania.
They think they're people.
should
They're not
secede.
people. They definitely should.
True.
Yeah, I don't even
100%.
think if you're on the other side of Appalachia and you're from Pittsburgh, I don't even think you can eat at the table. To be dead honest.
This is true.
Yeah. Anyway, I
We should
actually.
get them country.
It is funny that like grew up
We should give Palestinians Pittsburgh.
in a heartbeat. I think
No,
that
I
would
think that's a
resolve.
fair trade. I think it's a fair trade.
Yeah, I think I would. I always that or Ohio, just the entire state of Ohio. I
Go
would be-
Steelers!
Oh,
I bleed black and gold.
yeah.
What?
I love penguins.
yeah.
Like, and just some white dude that's like, you know what? Like, I'm kind of torn, but like the falafel at the Penguins game has been a nice touch lately. I can't. We all bring their. The food's it's gone up a lot. Oh fudge, dude!
That's hilarious.
If any of the leaders of Palestine do want to talk to us, we're willing to negotiate. As representatives of the state
Yeah,
of
please don't
Pennsylvania,
Look, Charlie CIA. I'm
Yeah.
just reading about the whole Hamas Israel thing. I'll stay out of it, please. Just don't kill me.
dude, we're not gonna get. It's not that we're gonna get assassinated. We're gonna get deported to an El Salvador prison. That's what's gonna end up happening.
True. This is true.
Where they're just gonna.
They're
be
like, you gotta cook a couple eggs to make an omelet.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like American citizen in some El Salvador prison.
yeah, exactly. Just us, like two white dudes sitting in the podcast is still hot from the El Salvador prison, by the way. We would still be going. Juan, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah. How's that not yet? Prison podcast.
I don't know, because they all have like
Cell phones.
they all sneak cell phones. I think I got taken down. There was a prison Instagram where they would all do TikTok dances. There's a bunch of grown black guys doing TikTok dances in their prison cell.
I follow a guy who was in Supermax. He actually got up recently, but he would like a massive shank, and he would like take videos of himself in prison. This massive shank,
Was he
It's
like,
hard music, and then he would dance.
just
You never seen that?
No.
Yeah, literally.
really?
Yeah, let me see if I can find him, bro.
I'm not messing with that dude in the prison
Oh.
bar. That dude's gonna drink my blood after
He's out now.
He's out now. Was he a
he's
homeless
been out for
guy?
a little
Did he
bit,
find
yeah.
somebody on the subway? Because that's a psychopath.
I'm trying to see if I can find him. Oh yeah, here we go. The shank on the floor.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I don't
He
like
loves
that
him,
smile on his
like
face.
what? He's singing.
What's he singing? Hold on, stop talking for a sec. Your mic doesn't want to pick up the sound from him, so it's blocking out your voice too. It definitely doesn't.
He listens to white hardcore music.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he listens to, like screamo.
Get down with that sick, dude. If there's a 50-year-old black guy with a smile on his face, sharpening a shiv, listening to white screamo music, I'm the
Yeah,
opposite side of the
but-
yard for him, dude. I'm never going near him. He'd be like, "Give me a whole lunch," and I'd be like, "Yes, absolutely, sir."
How do they now find your Instagram? They're like, you're up for probation. They're like, well, we've seen
yeah,
video.
yeah.
Even post-
That's funny, right?
Massive shank. He's like, what?
I don't know what you're talking
He's like,
about.
watch, do the kick step right quick. Come here, watch it. Watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Your Honor, Exhibit A. Oh man, dude! If I was the judge, I'd be like, I don't know what are we doing.
Yeah.
Oh, oh shoot. I gotta bounce soon. Me and my esposa.
All right, let's be out. We've been going
Okay.
forever.
I was about to say it's been really good, but yeah, me and my wife got anniversary day. We gotta go.
Oh, that's nice. Where you guys going?
I don't know. She
Yeah,
one of-
Potion was so nice, dude. I was like, this guy's really an intellectual.
yeah.
My post be like, nice boobies. I love it.
Yeah.
Like that, you know?
Yeah, and I was like over here being like, something that's really gonna make her tear up. I thought it was like, it was good. I should frame that somewhere. I was like hook,
Yeah,
line, and sinker.
That was good. I really like that. I would put like Mark Twain or something.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Did he put an N-word in his 4-year anniversary?
Yeah, it's a
Like, it
nice,
was Mark Twain.
it's a nice quote, but it's from Uncle Tom's Cabin.
yeah.
So we're a little torn. He also didn't need to say it was from Uncle Tom's Cabin, but he put Mark Twain, Uncle Tom's Cabin underneath the quote. Yeah, no, when I thought of that, I was like, it's fire. Good for me. And then
Yeah, that was fire. Good for you.
thank you. And then the post for I wanted to maybe write something corny on No Dogs in the Race, but I was like, I don't know what I could do to make it like
Yeah, you can't fuck up the algorithm.
Well, yeah, and so I was like,
What are you gonna do? You know, wife algorithm. You got to go algorithm.
yeah. You know, honestly though, I'm like such a like I don't ever want to come off as like corny, even though I know I'm corny sometimes. So it was me being like, I couldn't figure it out in my head a way to like be like, it's our anniversary and I love this girl so much without like it coming off as like,
Sure.
oh, this is just his big gesture that he's doing because he has this platform, you know. And so
Right.
so I did the post that I made in the
You should
morning.
just stole lyric from like a song, like fucking.
Yeah.
That she's back in the atmosphere.
Drops
Like, what? Just drops to Jupiter.
yeah. I wrote this original
I wrote it.
it.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you I did that to like a girl?
I've done that too. I've done that too to girls. I've done that.
Yeah, I I was in 8th grade.
100% I've done that, dude.
Yeah.
Stolen songs right out of something.
Cause what's that one song by Bruno Mars? Like, 'cause girl, you're amazing. That one.
Yeah.
He dropped that as a single, and it didn't really pop off for like a couple years, and then it popped off, and then like Bruno Mars became the superstar, right? But I knew it back when like it was just that single, and no one really knew Bruno Mars. So I learned how to play it on like ukulele, and there's this one girl in like 8th grade in like French class that I was crushing on, and like I like was like, yo, I wrote this for you, and I just played "Amazing" by Bruno Mars and the ukulele for her.
Let's go.
In the middle of it. Yeah, it was wild.
You should have Austin Powers, this lady.
Yeah, I did. And then like I remember like next year she's like, "You son of a bitch." I was like, I didn't know he was
Like, I'm his ghostwriter, actually.
Yeah, how was I supposed to know he's gonna be the biggest star on the planet? That's my bad. Oh.
You're like, all right, I got this new one. I got a grenade for you. She's like, well, I know that one.
That's beautiful. And then another year later, she's like, "You got me again, you bastard. Come pick up your kid." Oh, but I did.
All right,
Oh yeah, I did the song to the first post I did today. The song for it was the song that we danced to at our wedding. So I was like, that's something that like,
that's nice.
that's something that like it's just for her. She'll see that and be like, he does love me, and no one else needs to know. So that was. If you're ever wondering what we danced to
Yeah,
at
that
our
is
wedding,
nice.
crowd, it's the song that I posted today.
Yeah, I remember going to your graduation. Like, damn, I probably should have went to the wedding instead of the instead of the graduation. Maybe I picked the wrong one to go to.
It's been a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been a little bit more
I don't
significant, but I'll be honest. Like I didn't blame.
Yeah, that wasn't
anyone.
personal. That wasn't personal.
Yeah, no,
There was some childhood trauma involved with that. I was like,
Mom,
I thought it was gonna be worse than it was. I'm gonna be surrounded.
Yeah, no,
They're gonna try and take me back into the fold. I don't know. I was scared, bro.
Yeah, no. It was like it literally was like because like they only let 18 people, so we had that picked out, and then afterwards it was like everyone showed up and was like, let's do some photos, and then we went over to the next town over and we went to the wedding venue. It was a little 5-minute ceremony, and that was it. Then we had Chick-fil-A and we balled.
Hell yeah.
Also,
Hell yeah.
I rented an ice cream machine because cake sucks, and no one wants to eat cake.
I agree. Ice cream is better.
So I had a soft serve ice cream machine, so y'all can suck my dick. And I made an ice cream bar.
Gas.
It was great. So that was I was like, we're gonna ball hard on the food for this wedding. So Chick-fil-A and soft serve ice cream on tap. I was like, I think we did pretty good.
That's class.
That was class.
That's fucking class right there.
That was
You're at a Chinese buffet at your wedding.
Yeah, with
Full blown, like the little tiny snow crab legs.
Yeah, and to keep it authentic, we actually imported Chinese people to go and do it for us.
That's true.
They're like, perfect. I was like, they built the railroad in this town? Perfect.
Send
Oh,
them over.
That is, I just want to say, so we got married in Rigby, Idaho, right? And famous for inventing the television, by the way. That's their one claim to
I don't
fame.
believe you, but proceed.
Yeah, it says, welcome to Rigby. It says,
I won't believe it.
inventor of the television, right? And I don't know. There's this one part of this movie that I always thought Rigby is like tiny ass town, especially in the 60s. It was like a one stop sign town. And in the movie We Were Soldiers, right? They talk about the journalist was helping these dudes on the medic choppers to get out of the battlefield, and there's one guy that his skin came off like sleeves because he was burnt so bad, and he was like a
For
tiny-
what?
They accidentally napalmed their own homies, right? And so they were in the middle
Vietnam?
in Vietnam. It was a big bat. You ever seen We Were Soldiers?
Nah.
It was a big battle where they were like, we're going to pop in on helicopters on this field and it's going to turn out okay. And the Viet Cong were like, we've been waiting for you for months. Welcome to the rice paddies, motherfucker. And then they just lit up the US soldiers, right? And so,
Okay, gotcha. It was a real Benghazi.
right, yeah, for real. It is. It's a Benghazi, but instead of 6 Navy SEALs, it's a bunch of guys with like vitamin D deficiencies from the 60s that are showing up in the middle to stop Chinese expansion. But yeah, somebody in the movie and in real life they call in napalm a little too close, and they scorch their own guys. And there's a reporter that was there because he's like, I want to see what the army's like so I can report. And he just happened to get stuck in the biggest battle of Vietnam. And he's like, and I was helping people onto the chopper, and this one guy his arms were so burnt that when I lifted him up on the chopper and they grabbed him and I went back down, I was just holding all the skin from his arms in my hands. Like they came off like they came off like sleeves. And he's like, I'll never forget that, man. His name was Robert Chang from Rigby, Idaho. And I can't
You're like,
wrap
what?
my mind. I know. I was like, I can't wrap my mind around that in the 1960s having a single Chinese family that lived there.
He's like, I go kill Vietnamese.
You bring honor upon you. You bring honor upon your family. Go there. Yeah, he must have been. That kid must have been bullied to oblivion by a bunch of idiot potato farmer kids out here. Being like,
True.
I prove you all wrong. I go to Vietnam and be a war hero. You respect me now. He comes back with no arms, and he's like, "Okay, maybe you guys were right." Yeah,
That's a tough one.
Salt on the wound right there. That's my bad. My got a little excited. Yeah. All right. I've been dragging this out. We can wrap this up.
All right.
All right. That's my bad.
All right. Free Vietnam.
Free Vietnam.
No. I wanted to hear about the Chinese guy getting burger crisp. I like that. Throw that in there for a good laugh at the end. There was one Chinese guy who was totally torched alive.
Yeah.
That's wild. He was from Idaho.
Yeah, I was like, there's no. Oh, that's also. Oh man, we need to end this. But Mikkel got like scammed. Mikkel got scam called last week, right? It was like a fake sheriff's department saying that you didn't show up for court, you owe us money, right? And they're like, they're like, we're calling out of Houston, and it was a Houston scam, right? And this big, like, it made the news the next day of like, I think like 1,000 people got phone calls or something in the Houston area, and her number just happened to get a phone call. But they were like, all right, man, we are going to transfer your call to the local like sheriff's office over in Idaho for you. And it's like, hold on, let us transfer it. And then like, it's still like a scam, but then like someone picks up and goes, yeah, this is Officer Jaqueline Smith for Jefferson County, Idaho Sheriff's Department. And Mikkel's like, I don't want to sound racist, but that was the moment I knew it was a scam. She's like, there's one of you guys in this town, and the chances that they work at the sheriff's office, it's not. She's like, I'm there's nobody in this town that's black. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's easily Googleable.
Yeah, she was like, wait a second. Yeah, but anyway, all right.
That's hilarious.
All right, cool. All right.
This is officer.
Yeah. And then she yeah, and then she's like, and then I heard a chirp in the background and I knew. That's bad. That's bad. It's bad. It's bad. We're bad
Nice,
people.
nice ending. Nice ending. We like it.
This entire episode was just how many times can we shoot ourselves in the feet?
Yeah. Give me all the
So-
character piece.
Yeah.
As they
that's
say.
really- You can't cancel us. We'll never stop posting.
It wasn't me. It was Rio. Rio Smith.
Rios.
She's the one who said all this stuff. She feeds me ideas. She tells me what to say.
What's the one dude? The red rum dude. He was like the dog told him to kill everyone.
Oh, Son of Sam.
As it Son of Sam. We're just gonna go full
Yes.
Son of Sam on this because like we won't get death penalty. At least we get to hang out in the insane.
True,
asylum.
true.
Yeah.
It was all
You're telling me the bulldog mix? That's the one that told you to do it. That's the one.
whenever I say something terrible now, I'm gonna blame Rio.
yeah.
That's
No,
Right on, Joe.
we're gonna talk about if like a joke doesn't land or if it's like it's just a bad joke. We're like, well, Rio told me to say that, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, dude. Well, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, motherfucker.
All right, love you, bro.
Adios. Love you too, dude. Enjoy the
All right.
family.
Yeah, thanks
Peace
for
out.
watching, everybody. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.